Hello, I'm Neha Kumari from Electrical Power Engineering CELPM program. As a part of Computer Applications in Power System EH2745 Assignment 2, I have handled GUI and MySQL database portions. Also, I have some of the contributions in K-means, but it's in between, so the major part of it will be explained with my groupmate. My groupmate will explain. And so let's start with the code. These are most of the important packages needed for the code. They are for table and yes, for driver, etc. And this is the main class where the main program will be called. These are the rest of the classes which we will need, and they are here in SRC. These many codes are used. So first we define the drivers, and this time the GUI is more flexible compared to assignment 1, wherein we can input the username and password required for MySQL. We can input the database which we want to work upon, and how many bus systems you're working on, and we'll see more on what the inputs are. This is where the main program starts, and let's see how this class works. So this asks for the entering of username and password, and then here we are asked to enter the database name, and then it has been shown in the user will input it, and that's why this is where the user has been asked, and we get the value. And this is the class table which has been defined in general for all the values to be shown, so that like when we call tables of learning set, so learning set data will be displayed. So this is the class method to call to display table, to make table, and later we can display it. Yeah, and this is a method which will be called inside main class GUI, and that main class GUI is called inside main. So here this is where the everything starts. It is the learning set is obtained here through the input of the user, and then it is stored as an object, all data. This is for the learning set, and all data subject stores as the object, and the table also takes input as an object. So therefore whatever we are inputting here can be shown in the table whenever it is called. And these in this way we extract it in array list form, so that because when we use it for k-means and use it for the loops, it is the array list in which form we need it. Array list is the form in which we need, so that's where the array list is defined. And this points is the set of 200 is the set of all points. Like in this case we have 200 cases of 200 different points with 9 voltages and 9 angles. So this is for the number of rows, and this is for the number of columns, that is number of points and number of voltages and angle values. And here this is for inputting the test set by the user, and same case is being repeated with like that of learning data. Test data has been also repeated, and then again those values are also stored in form of object and then array list, and then those array list has been used to make clusters, and for clusters we need some initial values which are defined here, and these are the new centers with initial mean. The clusters are also defined as array list, because first we define an empty array list, and then when we cluster it with 4 points taking random values, and then they'll be added into it. So later we can even check. So these things will be explained in more detail with my by my groupmate. And okay, so the data extraction part is over till here, and then we use those data to calculate the distance from the mean, and we update the mean. And this is for the point 2. Here we compare the distance from the new centers which had been defined randomly. And then, okay, yeah, this will be explained by my group mate. This is the KNN. And since after the clusters are made, we had also programmed it so that it can be shown in the GUI whenever we click it. So what we did additionally was also we kept these data in the database so that if we need to bring it in some Excel sheet format, or we need to directly see it in the database, then we can do it that way also. So it here first it shows the pop-ups the message of the clustered data. It will also show in the console. We have just kept it here for the confirmation that we can see in both the places. And then here, this is the data which has been created in the database for the cluster 1. So whichever tables we had, we are making a organized table. So first number will show the cluster number, and then the second will show the voltage 1, width angle 1 for the first set of points, and second set of voltage values. And this is for so it's just this part which is quite rigid, and therefore this won't be flexible, but rest of the things will be. So unless the bus is any bus is 9 voltage, the GUI will work fine. And then this is similarly for the cluster 1 data. Whatever is done has been done for the cluster 2 here, for cluster 3, and then cluster 4. And then we extract it to in form of table. And then we call the table in the GUI later so that it can be shown. So all these things are action listeners. Whenever the button will be clicked, it will be called. And this part of the K has been this is the KNN part, but we have kept it in the action listener because we want this K value to be performed only after the button has been pressed. So okay, we have stored it in the object format because we wanted the input to be the object, and that's how the program ends. These are the classes which will be called for storing the data which I had imported from MySQL as an array list. So here it will store as an array. This class is for the distance calculation. And then okay, I've helped with the codes, but mostly it has been, these things have been done by my group mate. And now let's see how it runs, what all values we need to enter where. Okay, so now if we run it, but see, now first I have not connected this to my SQL, so this should not run. So let's see that. Please slow. Okay. Okay, I guess there's an error because there should be an error because we did not. Okay, but we will open MySQL. It should have shown an error. Okay. We need to switch on the server. Stops. Okay, so this was the database earlier which we had been given to use, but we are not using it because we are using Java to do this one. Okay, so here we only had two switched on because we needed to import data. Okay, these are the credentials. And here we need to enter the name of database, which is subtables. And then we have learning set names, which is measurements, MEASUREMENTS. Okay. Then these are the number of buses. We asked this so that because we needed this variable. Okay. And then enter the test set. This is analog values. Okay. And this is the result of k-means. Since the k-means have been applied, these are the 4 cluster sizes. And then we get this GUI. So these buttons have action listeners because that's why when we press it, we can see the tables which we had called. So it shows all the data for the learning set with the timestamps. So these are the timestamps. So if we need to refer it, we can see the points or the voltage corresponding values with the time. And so here we have the test set because these tables have been called there. So similarly, we have for cluster 1, cluster 2 because k-means have been already applied and then these are being displayed. And this is to perform KNN algorithm. And here we can input the k value, whichever nearest neighbor k we need. And then we showed it as a message also, and then we have it in form of table too. But just one is needed. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.